Hi guys, it's Rocket Baby. I just did a stream the other week that was pretty popular, and a couple of the people were asking for that stream in a sort of condensed version. Basically, what are the cliff notes um, on the topic of this stream? And that topic is how to be romantic. So let's talk about it. How does one be romantic? During the stream, I broke this up into two parts. Basically, there was the first part, which is before you're in a relationship with somebody, so you're just starting out dating them. Maybe you met on a dating app, maybe you met in person and you're going on a couple of dates. There's a different way that you're going to approach being romantic with that person versus somebody that you are already in a relationship with. So today, this video is only going to be about how to be romantic before you're in a relationship. I'm gonna sort of organize this video into rules that I think you should follow when you're just dating somebody and you're not like when you're dating somebody but you're not dating them, when you're dating somebody but you're not in a relationship with them. These are the rules that I think you should follow in order to be a romantic person, and then I'm going to talk about some actual date ideas and activities and gestures that you can make that I consider very romantic. I almost forgot to do this. I'm gonna preface this whole entire video by saying that I am talking to heterosexual men right now. This is not a video for basically anybody else. I think that if you're a woman, you could maybe get something out of this in like maybe if you are already sort of expecting this kind of behavior, maybe you might want to be looking for this kind of behavior from people. But this video is directed towards heterosexual men. All right, first rule. This has a lot of subcategories, and there's a lot sort of to unpack with this rule. But I'm going to label this rule as pretend that you're waiting for marriage to have sex. As a man going into a relationship, as a man going into dating, to a date, pretend that you are a good Christian boy that doesn't want to have sex until you get married. So your intention with dating somebody is not to have sex with them. Whether or not that's your genuine intention, go into the date as if that is your intention. I can't tell you the amount of dates that I've been on where it is just so clear to me that they are just trying to get as physical as possible, as quickly as possible, and they don't understand how to go about that in a way that makes me comfortable in any way. And that is the opposite of romance. If you want to be seen as a romantic person and even as like an attractive person, you are going to hold yourself back from feeling like you need to speed along the process of getting physically intimate with this person. Some ways that you can do that, some things that can help you out along the way are to never underestimate the impact of just chaste touches, chaste physical contact. Something like hand holding or just touching somebody's arm, their shoulder, gently brushing them, maybe like touching their hair when you get close to them. Just like chaste physical contact is something that I think people, especially men, don't do enough of just in general. While you're pretending that you don't want to have sex with this person, you're also going to be just enjoying their company. Enjoy their company like you would enjoy the company of your best friend, touch their shoulder, hold their hand, give them small instances of physical contact that is just chaste and means, it's something you could do potentially with anybody. It doesn't have to be somebody that you want to have sex with. Something else you should do is pretend that there's not going to be a first kiss ever. This might be your third date with them. This might be your fourth date with them. Still be pretending that there is not going to be a first kiss. If you haven't kissed them at this point, just keep on pretending that that's not going to happen, because if it's not coming up naturally, then it's not the right moment to be kissing them. And there's literally nothing worse than being on a date with somebody and knowing that they want to kiss you and not being ready to kiss them, and just watching them struggle and flounder to find an appropriate moment to kiss you when you just do not want them to kiss you at all. So I think the best thing you can do as a man in terms of initiating a kiss is to not initiate the kiss, is to just wait, hold yourself back, and wait for her to initiate the kiss. If she likes you, she will eventually do that. Something we talked a little bit about on the stream was whether or not it's a good idea to ask somebody if they want to be kissed. I think that it is never really okay to ask somebody if they want to be kissed. I understand there is so much dialogue in our current time about consent and people like making sure that they get consent for any sort of physical intimacy, which is a great conversation and it needs to be had. However, I think in this specific instance, you can basically force somebody to kiss you by asking them if they want to be kissed. And I know that sounds like it doesn't make sense, but from experience, if somebody asks me, "Can I kiss you?" there are very few situations in which I would feel comfortable saying, "No, you can't kiss me right now." I've talked to other people and they agree with me on this, that anytime they've been asked if they can be kissed, it is usually a situation where they don't feel like being kissed. And then they feel really pressured to agree, to say yes, and then they get this kiss that they didn't even want. You need to get very, very good at reading body language. It sounds really difficult. It's not that difficult. She will be letting you know through things that she's saying, through actions that she's taking, that she wants you to kiss her. And if she's not, and if it's not clear, then it's the wrong time, it's the wrong moment, and you shouldn't be doing it. Basically, this entire category of advice under this rule is going to come down to, you want to be enjoying the dates that you're going on. You want to go on these dates, talk to these women, get to know them, have fun, have great conversations, and keep sex out of your mind as much as possible. I understand that this can be hard, but it is absolutely essential to coming across as a romantic guy. It shouldn't feel like torture to do this. It should feel like you're having a good time hanging out with this person and getting to know them and listening to them talk and having great conversations. And it really shouldn't be that hard to just put sex on the back burner and don't talk about it, don't think about it, don't bring it up. Just wait and wait, and let her initiate, things like kissing or other more intimate stuff. If she is ready to be doing that kind of thing with you, she's gonna make a move on you, and you can wait, and you don't ever run the risk of being seen as creepy or weird because you're letting her take the initiative, and you're just following along. You're along for the ride. Enjoy yourself. Okay, second rule. This is just something that you can do that's really romantic and just like a nice gesture, especially when you maybe met this person over a dating app, and you haven't met them in real life, and you are trying to schedule like a first date situation, is just take the initiative when it comes to planning. Don't spend a long time on Tinder, going back and forth and playing the texting game with them. Just make it very clear that you want to talk to them in person and get to know who they are, not over text, by taking the initiative with planning. Send them a text that says, you know, I would really love to get to know you over some coffee. When would be a good time to meet you for coffee? Or go even further and be like, do you want to meet at this coffee shop on this day? Are you free? Just do the plan, make the plan, and see if they're interested. It can be really challenging and hard to do the planning part, so it is very relaxing when somebody takes that burden off of you and you're like, oh, I don't have to like think about that anymore. And this extends further than just your first meeting. This is like, you know, you're 3 dates in. You can still be taking the initiative with planning. You can be like, do you want to go on a hike with me today? You know, in this part of the woods. Do you want... That sounds a little scary. But you know what I'm saying. Do you want to go bowling with me? Basically just like come up with plans. Be good at listening, remembering, and asking questions. Don't dominate the conversation. As much as you can handle that. Don't dominate the conversation. Let her speak and listen to what she's saying. It is so hot to have told somebody something and then have them remember that another time and bring it up. It just like gives you this warm, fuzzy feeling like they're really genuinely trying to get to know you as a human being, and that feels just like really good. There are a lot of cute and creative ways to get to know somebody and show them that you know them. Bring up things that they told you later on different days, just to like remind them that you remembered what they talked about. If they talk about, you know, a band that they like, go and listen to that band on your own time and then bring it up to them another time that you're hanging out and be like, yo, I listened to that band that you told me about and oh my god, I really like this song by them. You know, just like small things like that go a long way. And they make you come across as like just a really fucking hot, smooth guy. All right, we've got 2 more rules to go. Number 4 is to dress your best. I know that not everybody has a very good sense of style and it can be really challenging to develop a sense of style, but you should be trying to do that. And at the very least, just wear nice, clean clothes on a date with somebody. You know, don't wear crappy clothes. It's not a good look. And then the more well-dressed you are, the more attractive you're going to seem to this person. This is also something that sort of goes along with this, is that you should also be listening to them if they start talking about your outfits. If they're like, oh my god, I really like that shirt. Remember that. And then wear that shirt another time that you hang out with them. It's just like small things to show them, again, that you remembered something that they said and that you're willing to take their advice when it comes to personal style. Another thing that you can do, if you are really feeling, you know, stuck with a personal style thing, or you're worried about presenting yourself to a specific person, listen and pay attention when they say like, oh, that person's really hot, or they talk about like a celebrity that they think is really hot. Look at what that style is like. What is that person wearing? And then, you know, you can take some of that and do that on your own. That's really how anybody gains a sense of style and fashion. Okay, last rule. And this rule is, while you are dating somebody, while you're spending time with them, make just sweet romantic gestures. And these gestures can be just so simple, like making somebody a playlist. Just send someone a playlist of songs that make you think of them. There's not much that rivals that in terms of a romantic gesture. I think that it is so sweet. Other great things that you can do are, if you are an artist, draw them pictures. If you know, even if you don't do any writing, you should write them letters. At first, they don't have to be like super romantic, you know, like love letters. It could just be like funny letters, or, you know, poems or song lyrics or anything like that. It doesn't have to be like super deep. But bonus, if you can make it super deep, maybe further down the line, and you can like write like a really genuine romantic sort of love letter, that is even better. I think giving and receiving letters is just really undervalued in today's society. And we should all be writing each other more letters. I think it's like just a very sweet sort of old-fashioned gesture that you can do. Okay, we did it. We got through the rules. Hooray. You learned them all. Now we're ready to be romantic on dates with people. So I want to just give you guys some good date ideas to roll with. And I think I talked about this on my last YouTube video that I made too, the Tinder video, but I'm sticking to this first date idea. There's one first date that is always the best first date, and that is the cafe. Take them to go to a cafe, get coffee, get hot chocolate. You don't have to be a coffee drinker. Cafes have tons of other things. Yeah, bring them to a cafe, sit down and chat. That's it. That's the date. Something great about the cafe date is that if it's going really well and you guys are clicking and you're having great conversation, you can just continue that by being like, do you want to go for a walk? And then go for a walk somewhere. Just walk around town. Go see the sights. Talk some more. I just love this date. I just think it's just the best way to meet somebody for the first time and start getting to know them. After that first date, after that initial meeting, you are going to want to plan dates that are activities that you can do together in a public space. Go to the county fair, go ice skating, go to amusement parks, go bowling, go to the arcade, go roller skating, go hiking, go to the beach to go swimming, and keep going on more coffee dates too. You could occasionally go and get like lunch somewhere, or something like that too. And you know, I would save the dinner date until like later, till when you're like maybe a little bit more closer, till you're a little bit more close with each other. I would save that one. But yeah, there's just so many fun activities that you can go and do with somebody. A really fun activity that I did when I was dating a guy back in college, he took me jet skiing. And I've never even been jet skiing before that, but it was like wicked romantic. It was just us two out on a jet ski, you know, just vibing over the waves, and it was so fucking romantic. The other thing that I'm gonna just reiterate again is that when you're on these dates and you're doing activities with them, like, have fun. This is supposed to be really enjoyable. It's so exciting to get to go do cool stuff with cool people. So just like free your heart from the feeling that you need to be worrying about when you're gonna kiss them or down the line when you're gonna have sex with them. Just put that out of the mind completely and just fucking go and have fun. Go and have fun. This is something that I said on stream, but I think it really helps bring this point across. Just pretend that you're the woman in the relationship. Pretend that you're the girl and that you're like sitting there being pretty on the date, having a good time, and just waiting for the guy to make a move. Pretend that's you. Pretend that's you and just be like, okay, I'm gonna go on this date. I'm gonna be gorgeous. I'm gonna dress my best. I'm gonna have so much fun, and I'm just gonna sit back and relax and wait for her to make a move on me. I'm just gonna wait, because like, you know, if she's interested, she'll do it. And she will, and she seriously will. And it's so much hotter to be that guy than the guy who's like constantly trying to get close to your face to kiss you when you haven't even like spent 3 days together. This sort of goes along with all that. Just wait for her to suggest something more intimate. Wait for her to be the one to be like, do you maybe want to come over to my place and have dinner? Or do you maybe want to come watch a movie at my house? Or maybe we could go watch a movie at your place tonight. You know, wait for her to make that suggestion, because if she's ready to be more intimate with you and she wants that kind of setting, then she's gonna bring it up. She's gonna bring it up and start doing those things with you. So just wait for that to happen. It's not only romantic to act like you're, you know, not hurrying things along physically, it's also just like psychologically, I think a really pro move when it comes to dating, because the minute that you're not like pressuring her to kiss you or do physical contact things with you, or pressuring her to like come over to your place and or go get drinks or something, she's gonna be wondering if you're like really that into her. That might be pretty unfortunate because that's kind of like sad, but that is how women feel now. There's almost like this feeling of like, I'm not even sure that he's that into me. That's a really good place to be when you're just starting out dating somebody. A cute, intimate gesture that you can make before she's suggested coming over to her place to watch a movie is you can cook for her. You can, you know, ask her what kind of food she likes, or maybe she's a vegan or a vegetarian and she's talked about that with you, and you can just like cook her something and then say, you know, would you want to come on a picnic with me? You know, I'll cook food for the picnic, and bring it on a picnic, and just like, so you're still out in a public area, but you're giving her this food that you made. That is just swoon. This is the final thing. I don't have any more date ideas for you. Just go, you know, go wild and have fucking fun. But when you ask somebody to be your girlfriend, when you want to go steady with them, when you decided that you know, you want things to be official, I want you to make it like kind of a big deal. That doesn't mean do something in a public space. I would always caution to do this in like a private setting. So while I think this should be a grand gesture, I think you should also just do it in private somewhere, or do it, you know, like you could be at a restaurant or something, but it's just like you at your little table. Don't make it like huge, loud, public thing that you're like announcing to everybody, because you don't want her to like feel awkward or weird saying no if she isn't interested. But something else that I think is really, really important, before you ask someone to be your girlfriend, you need to make sure that you've had the conversation before that with her about being in a relationship with her. Just, it can be really informal. It can be, you can still not be sure that she's going to say yes, but you need to have at least talked about asking her and gotten sort of just, you know, an idea about how she is. Because if she's like somebody who genuinely has told you several times that she's not interested in being in a relationship at all, then when you ask her to be your girlfriend, what do you think she's going to say? Like, you're not going to change her mind. It's just not going to work out. So make sure that you've had at least a couple of conversations where you talk about, it doesn't even have to be your relationship. It could just be the idea of being in a relationship in general. And just gauge where she's at with that. If you think that it's a good moment and you've spent lots and lots of time together and you've done some intimate things and it's just like, you know, things are going really well and you're ready to ask her to be your girlfriend, just make it really sweet and like, just like treat it like a big deal. Don't just like turn to her while you're watching TV and be like, do you want to be my girlfriend? That's cringe. That's like not a good memory. Do something sweet and fun and personal to her. My boyfriend, he knew that I really liked to draw, and we'd drawn together, and he'd shown me his old comics that he had made, and I'd shown him like my old art that I had made, and drawing was like something that we had already talked about a lot and that I was really interested in. So when he asked me to be his girlfriend, he drew me like a little card and he included little characters on it that were his old comic characters that he created as a kid. And just, it was like so sweet. And it was like, not only that, it was like also a love letter, and it had just some sweet things written out on it. And it was very personal, and I just appreciated that so much, because that's such a good story now that I have, and I have this card that I can hold on to forever. Just make it very sweet and very personal, and don't ask in a boring way. Ask in a romantic way. You're romantic now. Hopefully your main takeaway from this is that the most romantic thing you can do is kind of play disinterested, or at least play disinterested in sex. Be romantic, be emotionally available, be having good time on dates. Just enjoy her company and enjoy getting to know her in that whole process, and keep sex out of your brain, out of your mind. This might be a different story if she is somebody who, you know, really enjoys talking about sex and, you know, sending you nudes and sexting with you and stuff. Your relationship might move along a lot faster than a situation where she's not already bringing that stuff up. But I would just say, just wait. Just wait. Wait for her to bring it up. Wait for her to initiate, and sit back and be hot and be romantic, and just wait for her to take initiative. It's very attractive. It's very sexy. It's very romantic. So hopefully that was helpful for somebody. And yeah, hopefully I organized that in a way that made sense. And always, you know, you can ask me questions. Feel free to leave a comment if you have a question about this.